I have been using WPF to build applications for a long time. I have even passed a Microsoft Developer Certification in 2011 for Windows application development featuring WPF as the most important technology. And from 2010 to 2018, I have been developing on a WPF desktop application for my day job. Well, it's such a long time since I passed that developer certification or since I have been working on that project that I really had to look it up to see at which year I did the Microsoft Developer Certification, including WPF knowledge. It reminded me of how old WPF actually is. Meanwhile, the world has evolved. We hear a lot about Blazor, .NET MAUI, JavaScript web frameworks, but what about WPF? Is it dead? What's the current state of WPF? Let's find out together. If you're new to the channel, I'm a software engineer with more than 10 years of experience on the .NET platform, and on this channel you'll learn all about .NET development. I recently came across this article written by MacDonald titled WPF Begins Its Long Goodbye. Matthew writes about WPF transitioning from a Microsoft-led product into a community-driven project and added this quote by Olia, a Microsoft product manager.
Is WPF dead? Great question. No, it's not dead. We have a team working on WPF and supporting it. We now switch to the model where we accept a lot of PRs from the community, because we think of WPF as very mature project, so not that much rapid development is happening in WPF area.
You can find this quote in the community stand-up of December 2022 on YouTube. I linked the video in the video description.
But we totally support it. We bring it to every new .NET, .NET 7, .NET 8. We have lots of existing users, and we're going to support this product as long as we have users for that product. So it is not dead.
I think it's a very interesting and important topic to understand the current state of WPF in 2023, and I wanted to share my personal opinion about it based on my own experience. The first question that comes to mind when judging a technology's state is whether you should consider it for building new applications. Before we can answer this question, we need to make sure we have the same understanding of what WPF is. WPF is a Windows-only desktop application framework that uses a vector-based architecture, meaning the applications can scale from small to big screens and still provide a great user experience. WPF is based on .NET. WPF uses a declarative syntax called XAML to build user interfaces. You can define controls, components, dialogues, and even animations using XAML and its declarative syntax, and attach behavior using C# code. WPF was introduced in .NET Framework 3 in 2006. With the big shift from .NET Framework to .NET Core and later .NET, WPF is still around and can be used with the most current .NET 7 release. Now we can finally answer the question. I would not recommend using WPF for new applications. Let me explain why. WPF is still a viable technology and you can use the latest version of .NET. Existing applications can be modernized and use the power and performance benefits of new .NET versions. However, XAML is specific to Microsoft technologies, and almost all XAML-based technology has its own dialect, making the transition between those technologies or code sharing more complex than you might think. Another very important limitation of WPF is that it's Windows only. You need a Windows computer to develop WPF applications, and you can only run them on Windows computers. In 2023, I don't want to build a new application on Windows only technology. This takes us to the next important question. Can you continue using WPF? The answer is a big yes. Yes, you can modernize your applications, use new features, and benefit from performance improvements in new .NET releases. There is a blog post on the .NET blog that specifically highlights the WPF changes in .NET 7. Microsoft is committed to maintaining the technology as long as there are developers using it. I definitely see WPF as being in maintenance mode. The project becomes more and more community driven, so we get more opportunities to fix bugs that didn't get attention in the past. However, we shouldn't expect big innovations or too many new features. The biggest hurdle would be to migrate an existing WPF application from the .NET framework to the modern .NET world. But if you can make it work, I'm sure you can continue the WPF journey for many years to come. The golden question remains: is WPF dead? Absolutely no. You can build WPF applications based on the latest .NET version, at the time of this recording, .NET 7. However, would I recommend building new applications as WPF application? No, I would suggest using something different. I would suggest using something like Project Uno for Windows desktop application development or Blazor for web application development. If you prefer building a multi-platform solution, then .NET MAUI could be a viable option too. If you want to dig deeper, check out the GitHub link in the video description where you can explore the WPF repository yourself, see the open issues, the source code, and discussions about its future. If you made it that far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel to learn more about .NET development, and see you in the next video.